Okay, I'd like to call to order the work session, May 18, 2026 at 6 p.m. We're going to hear Community Enhancement Program applications. Today, we're going to be hearing from applicants of the 2026 Community Enhancement Program. Since 2004, this program has been providing support to nonprofit organizations doing great work in Scappoose that the city desires to support. 11 applications were submitted this year and were invited to present to us tonight. We had 12, and just big heads up, Community Connections of Oregon has dropped out. Each applicant will have 5 minutes to present, that includes questions and answers. So whatever time is left of the applicant's 5 minutes, council may ask clarifying questions within that time limit before we move on to the next presenter. Our job tonight as council is not to deliberate the merits of the applications, but to listen, ask, and learn. And at the June 15th council meeting, we will have the opportunity to deliberate and ultimately allocate these funds. Before we begin, does any councilor have a financial or familiar conflict of interest for any of these grants? If yes, thank you for disclosing, and we'd like you to step out during the presentation. Okay, seeing none. Does a councilor have any questions for staff before we begin? Okay, at any time, if you think I missed something or need to say something, let me know, NJ. Okay, so we're going to start. I'll have a timer up there. I'll start it when you speak. And we're going to start with 0, Scappoose Elementary Parent Organization, followed by Columbia County Hub and Grace Christian Children's Center. You're in the hall. So if Scappoose Elementary SEPO would like to step up, we have your application here in front of us. Thank you.
Second. Okay.
They're down a ways because we got to bump them up. You know what page they're on, so I don't keep looking in here. Okay, page 48 is the first one. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I appreciate you guys moving us in alignment so that I can get over to Veterans Park and help out with Little League tonight. I am here with SEPO President Megan Grayson. I'm Beth Reisky, Treasurer, and we are here to talk about the community events that our organization puts on. SEPO is the Scappoose Elementary Parent Organization. We oversee and support over 900 students, over 150 staff members across the 3 elementary schools of Warren Elementary, Grant Watts, and Otto Peterson. One thing that we really enjoy doing are community events. We have 3 that we plan throughout the school year. We have the Harvest Festival, Bingo Night, and the Hearts and Arrows Glow Dance. These events are really important. We do not have any exclusions or barriers that we find that to be really important. We don't charge admission fees or ticket sales, or that you have to necessarily even be a student at our event. Like the Harvest Festival in the fall, we hosted at Otto Peterson. Kids are invited with their family, and community members of all ages come. It's a safe space to celebrate the fall season and Halloween. We have games. We pack the gym. It's kind of phenomenal to see how many people come in and out. You can see our impact numbers at the bottom. We officially started counting this year, and with your funds that you supported us with last year, we had over 1,000 people come through that gym in one night. It's a 3-hour event. So it's quite astronomical. Then in January, we hold Bingo Night at the high school. Again, we have community members of all ages come. It's great for community gathering. We collect prizes and then we give them out. Teachers are there to help support and call numbers, hand out snacks. It's just really fun. And then in February, we have a Hearts and Arrows Glow Dance where we turn Grant Watts multi-purpose room into like crafts and photos, and then the gym into a glow dance party. Again, it's a safe space. Families come, some people dress up and make it like a whole ordeal. Some just come to run around and be kids. They're really great events. Would you like to?
Yeah, you'll notice the numbers at the bottom. So Harvest Festival, we clicked in about 1,000 people coming through the door during the 3 hours. And then at bingo night, 500, a lot of grandparents, older, just community members coming. Everybody loves a good bingo night, especially when there's no like card fee. And then the Hearts and Arrows Dance, we clocked in about 700 people. This is well beyond the numbers of the communities that Warren, Grant Watts, and OPE service. So this, when we say it's a community event, we truly mean that. It's not just for our 3 elementary schools. Last year, you graciously allotted us funds from this grant application towards the community events, and we feel like that's the right way to go again this year, making sure that the city funds are being used for these experiences that serve the greater Scappoose community. So we appreciate the consideration.
Thank you. Any questions?
Mayor,
Councilor Horn.
just one quick one. So where does the rest of your financing come from? You have a $7,000 budget.
Oh, great question. She's the treasurer, but we have several fundraisers throughout the year. 3 are student-led. So at each elementary school, they collect pledges and participate in a physical activity to raise funds. So at Warren and Grant Watts, that looks like pledging laps, run around a track, jogathon, fun run type of a situation. And then Otto Peterson is different. It's done in the winter and it's a hoopathon. And so kids fundraise that way. And then our largest fundraising event is the spring auction that we just did, which collected almost $80,000 that evening.
$80,000?
Yes. Otto Peterson consistently for their hoopathon the last couple years since our organization took over the 3 elementary schools, pulled in about 20,000. And then the Warren and Grant Watts, they're right around the same. And Warren is only kindergarten. So those kinder families really definitely pull their weight. And the money is all into one organization. And since we've taken it over, we make sure that teachers at each individual school are given the same amount of allowance and opportunities for field trips and supplies, where that wasn't a consistent thing before.
Okay, well, good work.
Thank you so much.
Please, will you let us know the dates of these events?
Oh, of course. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're up to number 1, Columbia County Hub, followed by Grace Christian Children's Center, and then we'll start with one of the Pure Focus Sports Foundation is involved. Tonight, Columbia County Hub for taking competitions. Amanda Rader.
I am actually Gretchen Witt.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm board member with Amanda. And tonight I'm here to talk to you about our Shark Tank program. Last year, you guys funded us for our campership program, which is going extremely well, and you made it so much easier on us last year. But one of the things we have been doing for several years is a Shark Tank style competition. And the main focus of that is to give entrepreneurs a leg up in starting their own business. We worked on this starting in 2015. We were both board members for St. Helens Economic Development Corporation. And so we started back then, and after that dissolved, we continued on offering the competition. And I am definitely proud to say that all of our winners from then till now still have sustaining businesses. The last one, which I'm going to talk about the most, it was special because the last time we did it, we put an age bracket on it. It was for young entrepreneurs, and it was age 16 to 25. So it was wonderful to see kids, as young as 16 who have a dream and, needed guidance to make that happen. Our winners were actually 2 young gentlemen. They own NJM Roofing. And they were in business for about a year prior to winning the competition with us. So their first official year of business as themselves, their net revenue was like $300,000. The year after they won the competition, their net revenue was $1.2 million. So we really enhanced them, and they did great. They actually paid off the loan part of it 2 years early. So that gave us a leg up this time to be able to start fundraising earlier, because we can only do this program every 2 years. 1 year is dedicated to fundraising, 1 year is the execution. And during that full year of execution, we have business plan writing classes. We have mentorships with small businesses. In fact, the guys from NJM are going to come mentor. We just do all kinds of different things to, not to help them get past what's the competition winners, because once you get the money, you have to know how to use it wisely. So we make sure that they know, this is what's in your future. This is how the loans work, the grants and all that. So last time we did it, we had a voting competition at the lodge, and they each set up, had 6-foot tables with canopies, and they displayed their, we made them sell their products. And there was at least 2 of our contestants who had never pitched a sale before, but their confidence level was just amazing. Even though they didn't win, everybody gets something out of it. So this coming contest, we're going to do it a little broader. When we first did in 2015, the rules stated that they had to have a brick and mortar. That was really hard. That was really hard for a lot of people. So then we opened it up for various things. But this year we're going to plan on making an all-age event. We want to increase our grant funding, which means the money that they get from us, from $5,000 to $10,000. And they also get a 2-year no interest loan. And we want to increase their loan from $7,500 to $10,000. So this year, like I said, we're expanding the mentorship and the coaching. Let's see, that was them. So the community impact of this is obviously it creates local jobs. They're getting a business out of this. So everybody's getting a local business out of this of some sort. It definitely supports entrepreneurship. Like I said, we've had youngsters, elders, things like this. This year, there's no age limit, no category. So that'll be interesting to have an all-age one this year. It keeps economic activity local, obviously. Builds long-term economic resilience. How it aligns with the Scappoose vision, supports your workforce development, strengthens local businesses, ensures collaboration and innovation, and it expands opportunity and accessibility. So we like to make this a community event, and that's where the voting from the public comes in. Last time we had it, we did it at the lodge, and that was a win for everybody. Because like I said, they had to display their products, they had to sell their products to people they don't know. And for the lodge, they had an increase of 30% revenue from a typical night. It was a big deal. So that's pretty much what that is. Did you have any questions about how we run the program or any of the businesses that have succeeded?
Anybody go ahead? Not at this time.
Okay.
Councilor Unger.
So last year, how many applications did you have, and what was the geography of the?
That's a good question. So it's always open to everybody in Columbia County.
Anybody in Columbia County?
Anybody in Columbia County. Vernonia seems to be their own little thing. We have yet to have anybody from Vernonia come out this way to join. But the last time we did, we had 12 initial applicants.
12 applicants.
And then it got down to, we suspected when they had to start doing their classes for the different things, advertising, marketing, grant writing, all that. We knew that would kill some people, and it did. So it went from 12 down to 6. And then the night of the big competition, there was 4 that showed up to pitch their product to the audience. So,
okay.
And there was roughly 200 people that came out to see their presentations on stage for the final night.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay, we are up to Grace Christian Children's Center. followed by 2, Pure Focus Sports Foundation.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Gail Walker. I'm the board chair for, hope I don't lose my voice, for Grace Christian Children's Center. We're seeking funds to help develop a new playground because we are in the process of finishing a new building, which I'll speak about in a moment. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of our program. We currently have 158 children enrolled. We have a full-time daycare, which is 6:30 in the morning to 6 at night. We have a age-specific preschool that runs concurrent, which is 3 and 4-year-olds. We are state certified. We are Lutheran school accredited. We have 26 kids that come to the state program, which is called ERDC. And that has its own rating, which is called the Spark rating. And just 2 months ago, we received a Spark rating of level 4, which is the highest you can get. We have 16 employees, 11 full-time people, 3 part-time, and our part-time people are high school kids. And it works really well with their schedules, and it's a great entry-level job for people. Some people love it and can do it. Others, it's just a stepping stone kind of thing. We have 2 seasonal employees. Those are college kids. They work spring break, Christmas break, and they work during the summer. So our current building has a preschool in 1 room. So we could only do 4-year-olds 3 days a week and 3-year-olds 2 days a week. So we've built a new building that has 2 classrooms, 1 for the 3-year-olds and 1 for the 4-year-olds. We have over 45 kids in our after-school program. We have 5 buses that drop off after-school daycare kids at our facility. So when the preschool is out of the new building, those 2 rooms will be for daycare. The problem is that the new building faces our old building. There's a yard in between. The play area for the littler kids is behind our existing building. We need a play area adjacent to the preschool building. Little kids in that age group have to have focused play. If you just turn them out in the yard, they have a really hard time, not just fighting and whatever. So I gave an example. There's all kinds of play equipment. We picked one, and it has to be our play equipment has to be state inspected. It has to be professionally installed. So the one that's in the proposal I gave was one that our state rep thought was a great one for that age group. So that's what we're trying to do. We are really happy. It took over 2 years to get the building. We are waiting now on our final inspection, and we are debt free. We did it all with funds that we saved in a building fund. But it took us a lot longer to build the building, and we used more funds than we had planned. So we need some help getting the playground organized. So that's why I'm here, and I really appreciate the opportunity to present this to you. So, have any questions?
Any question?
I actually, I do. Did John have one?
Go ahead.
Since there's a big demand for these kinds of services
Yeah.
everywhere. So what's the application process, and how do you filter that?
Application for.
I mean, for enrolling.
Oh, just, it depends on what the schedule they need, because it's not, very few families are full-time 5 days a week. So we have some all different days. So it just depends on our availability. We have a wait list. If we can't meet their demand right, then we put them on a wait list. Sometimes they'll take the days that are available till the other days open up.
And it's open to anybody.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, thank you.
And everything's ADA. We have our entire facility is ADA. So yeah, absolutely.
Right, thank you.
We definitely appreciate you stepping up and building that building, because we are, a daycare desert, and it's really important that we get more of that here in Columbia County.
People stop in for a tour and they don't live here yet. And they've heard about Grace, and we're right on Highway 30, and they just love that. And they're looking for a place to live, and they've stopped in and said, well, this is so convenient. When we go to work, we can drop the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of our facility. Really.
Thank you. Definitely. Thanks. Okay, Pure Focus Sports. You got 2 there, Ryan Svensson, and then after his both, we got Scappoose Community Club.
I'm Ryan Svensson, and I'll talk first about the basketball proposal. Is that okay, Joe?
Yes.
So two proposals, both kind of geared towards getting youth involved and active, maybe beyond some opportunities that currently exist in our community. So the first one is basketball related. And our youth basketball organization, Scappoose Basketball, does a really good job of providing basketball opportunities for a variety of different skill levels during the winter months. But we don't have a ton of opportunities outside of, say January, February, early March for kids that are wanting to continue to play and develop their game. So the idea is to try to provide some opportunities to allow them to do that in sort of non-traditional basketball months. So we have 6 events that we've sort of slated that kind of serve dual purposes. The first one is a long-standing high school summer tournament that we run. It'll be in June. It's always the Saturday of Father's Day weekend. So I know that'll kind of that would be like June of 27 under the grant parameters. We typically have all 5 courts in Scappoose going in full all day. It's a great day for local businesses to get a ton of business, and kind of usually the weather's pretty nice and it sort of showcases Scappoose, and it also provides high school teams an opportunity to stay at home. For those of you that aren't familiar, high school summer basketball, the month of June, typically boys and girls teams will travel to tournaments and camps, throughout the region. And so here's a chance for our parents and kids and families to stay home and play local. And then money raised from that tournament is actually donated back to the Scappoose boys and girls basketball, high school basketball teams. We'd like to do a youth camp in July. And that would be open to any boy or girl that lives in the Scappoose School District. And the idea behind the bulk of the funding or the grant request would be to help offset gym costs. So then we could then essentially offer free scholarship and reduce prices the idea would be to not have to turn away any kid who couldn't afford to go to camp. We intend to run a camp on Veterans Day, and the Veterans Day camp is just a 1-day camp. And we bring in local veterans to those camps, and they'll talk to the kids about, kind of sacrifice and giving back to your community and serving, servant leadership, those sort of things. So we have sort of an educational element alongside the basketball piece. Similar camp in February during or on MLK's birthday. Those are days that kids aren't in school, so kind of provide an opportunity for parents to not have to scramble and figure out daycare. Kids can come and play basketball. And then the MLK one, there'll be an educational piece about MLK, civil rights movement, some of those sort of things. And then 2 other camps in the winter that we'll partner with the Scappoose Youth Basketball and provide. One of the camps would be for travel teams, which are teams that play most of their games outside of the Scappoose community. And that would, again, a chance for those teams to play at home one weekend and also raise some money for the Scappoose Youth Basketball. And then the other one will be a rec tournament. So for rec basketball, and I've had kids that have played them kind of both ends of this, they play Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons, typically just against other teams from Scappoose or St. Helens. And they never get the kind of that tournament experience that some of the kids that make these travel teams do. And so the idea is to create a 1-day rec tournament where our rec teams would play against rec teams from outside of the area. And again, chance to play kind of an experience at tournament feel and tournament environment. And again, an opportunity to bring, a lot of people into our community, raise money for local businesses, and then also raise money for the bigger Scappoose Youth Basketball Association. So that's kind of the basketball proposal. Any questions specific to that one?
Yes, Councilman Malcolm.
It's the regular, well, this end of the band. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Joe.
This is exclusive to Scappoose School District, or does it go beyond Scappoose?
We would expand it beyond if there, if there were spots available, but we want to make sure that the first access is to kids that are in the Scappoose School District. So, kids that go to Scappoose schools, homeschool kids that go to the, various private schools around in the area. But yeah, that would be the priority.
And then if you don't fill the slots that way, how large a territory do you?
I think we would go Columbia County, and then,
Okay.
beyond that, I wouldn't anticipate not being able to fill, a low cost camp. I don't think we'll have to go that far outside of Scappoose, if at all.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thanks. Stop on that one, and then
Okay.
move on to your next one.
Okay, and our second proposal, grant request is for some emerging sports, specifically flag football and youth volleyball for boys. So if you followed the news at all recently, those are both sports that have either been recognized by the OSAA as sports that are going to fall under the OSAA umbrella at the high school level, or that they will shortly be here within the next calendar year. And we don't have a lot of opportunities in Scappoose for either one of those. So flag football in Scappoose is offered through the Scappoose youth football, but it currently stops in second grade. There's not a ton of options beyond that. It kind of goes from flag to tackle football. So for kids and parents that maybe don't want to play tackle football in third or fourth grade, there's really not a lot of options and opportunities for them to do that right now. And there's nothing that's dedicated to girls only. So flag football K through 2 is co-ed. And then there's nothing that's girl specific or where girls can play just on girls teams until they get to high school. And it's become, popular here in Scappoose and popular throughout the state. So looking at opportunities to create leagues and teams to give kids opportunities to play flag, maybe when they're not ready or not interested in playing tackle football beyond second grade. And then also creating girls specific platforms where girls are playing, just with girls as they move through grade school and middle school years. And then the other part of that is boys volleyball is an emerging sport. We don't offer it at Scappoose High School. Hopefully in the future they will, but it's become really, really popular around the state. And there is, nothing for boys to play volleyball, high school, grade school, middle school. There's nothing at all. So the idea is to start kind of at an introductory level, for boys in our community, with some camps that would also be open to girls as well. And then also a rec type league similar to the rec basketball league that's played in the winter. We would do something like that on Sundays in the fall. And the idea is just to introduce boys to volleyball. It's not a traditional boys sport in the Northwest, but it's certainly grown in popularity. And I know just in talking to them, having kids in that age group and talking to their parents, there's a real interest in exploring that for their sons. So that's the proposal here, is to try to kind of introduce and offer enhanced opportunities for these emerging sports to kids in our community.
Yeah, just as the high school girls flag football has at least 40 people,
Yeah.
girls on their team, and it's amazing to see the participation. And as well as all of our sports, we have bowling now, there's girls tennis, there's all sorts of sports. So it's great to keep giving them opportunities to keep playing. Good question.
Yeah, I do. So thanks for bringing both of these. So for the emerging sports one,
Yeah.
have you kind of assessed what the demand for forming these teams will be? Like, are you confident that you'll have full teams in the first year?
Yeah, so for flag, for sure. I think on the girls only one, it might be a situation where we create a girls team and then look to participate in a league involving other area, Hillsborough, St. Helens. Girls flag football is growing in popularity, every week it seems. So the idea would be eventually we would have enough teams to create leagues here locally. In the early years, it might be something where we create the teams, practice locally, and then have to play, against outside teams. Boys volleyball. Yeah, again, it's sort of a smaller sample size, but there certainly seems to be demand for at least an entry level exploratory, opportunity there. Because right now there's not, that doesn't exist. Maybe PE class a little bit, but it really doesn't exist. And so I know there's been questions about, in the community, like, why don't we have volleyball? Because it's gotten quite a bit of notoriety and publicity lately with the OSAA adopting it. And it just, for whatever reason, there just hasn't been that natural progression of kids playing from a young age. So trying to create those opportunities.
Does that mean that your foundation hasn't experimented with these in other communities?
We have we've ran some volleyball camps, some boys volleyball camps. Yeah, we haven't done a league yet, like a rec league. This would be the first one. And sort of selfishly, I live in the community, I have kids in the community. So the rec league model is a little bit time and management intensive. And so it just hasn't made sense to have something in Salem that I've got to be there, every Sunday afternoon. Whereas, I live here in the community and my kids would be playing. But we've done volleyball skills camps for boys. And then this summer we're running a volleyball team camp for high school boys from Oregon and Washington.
Keep them from having to go over the hill to play. It's always nice.
Yeah, and try to avoid, the club expensive model, at least until, they decide that, hey, this is something we want to do.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, now we're up to Scappoose Community Club, followed by Scappoose Community Connections on deck. And Scappoose Historical Society is in the hole.
Can you hear me all right?
Good.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm actually the market manager of the Scappoose Community Club's Farmers Market. And the application that we specifically are talking about is for music at the market and to support that. Just to give you a little history though, of course, my name is Bill Blank and I represent the market. And I just want to thank you for your consideration for a request for an enhancement grant, along with others that you're considering. And we appreciate that. As you know, that the Scappoose Community Club has been an integral part of the community. We're now entering our 24th year. During that time, just a little history, we have endured the impact of COVID, wildfire smoke, and in some cases reduced market seasons. Yet we continued to grow, thrive, in some cases reducing our market seasons, but we still made it work. Yet we continue to be popular and our market and its resiliency. So our volunteers is really the reason why we have been successful. As one of the events sponsored by the community club during these times of turbulent years, the club is our sponsor. We have lost that support over the years, and that was the Sauerkraut Festival event. And so we had to change how we operated our revenue streams, our marketing, and a few other things differently than we have. Anyway, I'd like to thank the support of the city and the CEP, your past support, and let you know that we still have a very vibrant farmers market, and it contributes both indirectly and physically to this very area surrounding where we're sitting our meeting here, because we are on 2nd Street in your parking lot. So we're taking advantage of all we can on that. Over the years, we've requested little, but operated within our own nonprofit fashion, but to continue to operate feasibly and to return successfully, we're requesting your help in doing what you can. As we increase in our 24th season, the popularity of this community event depends on what we receive and how we can leverage that to the utmost. So we want to thank you again for considering us. Your reward will help replace the revenue we generate throughout the season. And that in turn, providing the cost of advertising, marketing, promotion of events, thus keeping us sustainable while we maximize the success of the market. Farmers Market promotes the skills of local artisans and provides fresh grown produce grown from their farms and gardens in the local areas. It adds joy and a place in the community where the community meets. It's much like the front porch of a community. And so part of this whole thing, I guess, is that music plays a good part of what we do to draw people into the market and make it a successful event. And people appreciate it. They want to come. They want to take part of it. They want to listen to it. They want to enjoy it. And in doing so, we also want to reward the musicians that come to the market. So we do pay them. And so what this does will help us do that and cover for most all the market events throughout the season, every Saturday, bringing music, dance, and joy to people that way. So you did allow us that last year. We got a grant to help with our music, and we're not asking much more different, maybe a little less than what we did last year. We know what you have, and there's a lot of deserving people here, but anything that we can get, we would be appreciative of. That's about it. You'll have to excuse my voice. It goes in and out right now. So
How is turnout so far this year?
very good, excellent. And it's just what we've had now going into 3 events so far this year. But the way it's going, we're starting heavier, earlier, more people. I just talked to Catherine behind me here, our president. I was not here last week because I had to do something from a family thing for a memorial service. But we had about 33, 34 vendors. That's pretty good for this early in the season.
Bill, offhand, do you recall about how profitable the old Sauerkraut Festival was?
Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah, but I mean, we're going back, 30 years, because I remember it was profitable. I don't remember what the levels were though.
Yeah, I can't really answer that too much because I was never that much directly involved in that side of it. But other than being a board member.
Just want to get a little
Find
index.
the books. Find the books
Yeah.
somewhere.
$5,000, $6,000 somewhere, whatever it was after all expenses, I know they brought in some money. We always had enough to start the next year and continue to do so. But we got to a point where we were short of volunteer staff. We've had to rebuild basically our volunteers, and it was an aging out process and things like that.
Yeah, do we have the books on that anywhere?
I could check with Susan. I know we have some information on it. I just don't know if we have the books. in
Yeah,
the
it'd be kind of a
city.
nice index for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to bring one of those back, but I know it's brought up a lot by people and by the public. They come through. And
Yeah.
Fond memories of the old sauerkraut festival, even though there's no real sauerkraut here.
Right.
We have streets named that and stuff like that.
But thanks for what you do, Bill.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
All right. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it very
much.
much. Okay, we're up to Scappoose Community Connection, on deck Scappoose Historical Society, followed by Scappoose Kiwanis Youth Breakfast.
So good evening, counselors. Thank you for the opportunity to present. My name is Angela Hammond. I'm the secretary/treasurer of the Scappoose Community Connection. We are a local 501c3 that is dedicated to strengthening relationships, building community pride, and creating meaningful opportunities for residents to connect throughout the year. We were recently established at the end of 2024, so we are still fairly new. Our first major initiative has been the revitalization and stewardship of the Christmas in the Park. It's been a longstanding Scappoose tradition that brings together the families, the neighbors, and our visitors from across Columbia County. As participation has grown, so has the need to modernize and improve the infrastructure that supports this event. We're requesting $3,000 through the Community Enhancement Program to support the Christmas in the Park Enhancement Initiative. It's a multi-phase project focused on improving communication, safety, accessibility, and overall visitor experience. The challenges we experienced last year was the sound system. so we don't have a sound system. And the communication between Santa and the mayor was a little bit awkward since we moved the Santa. So we are looking to work with the library at enhancing their system so that way we can create a sound system that we can actually do presentations throughout to kind of direct everybody where the events are happening. The second is many of our lighting displays are aging, they're dim, and they're powered by outdated rope lighting. And many of the displays were energy inefficient, costing us cost to maintain and to meet expectations for families who attend the event. Third, the community feedback gathered at the recent city meeting expressed a desire for a more cohesive holiday theme. We specifically were looking at a blend of the classic Christmas, like Santa, the reindeer, and then a winter wonderland. Our current displays don't fully reflect that vision. We mainly focus right now on the classic Christmas with Santas, reindeers, and things like that. So the project, with your guys' support, will allow us to upgrade the library system from an analog to a digital, allowing us some Bluetooth capabilities across the park. We'll be able to rehabilitate and modernize lighting displays. We'll replace the outdated rope lighting and with energy efficient LEDs and repair display frames and reduce some of the long-term electrical costs. This improves the safety, visibility, and sustainability. We're looking to create the themed lighting experience, which will implement the community requested classic Christmas plus winter wonderland theme. We'll be using a mix of locally crafted and purchased displays to transform the park into a festive walkthrough destination to be enjoyed throughout the season. Christmas in the Park is one of Scappoose most widely attended events. These improvements will benefit hundreds of children who participate in Santa's visits and activities, the local businesses and vendors who benefit from increased foot traffic, volunteers and civic partners who rely on clear communication tools, residents and visitors who enjoy the lighting displays throughout the holiday season, not just during the event itself. The project also advances diversity, equity, inclusive, and accessibility by improving the audio clarity, increasing nighttime visibility, reducing mobility barriers, and ensuring the event remains free and open to all. It supports the city's vision by strengthening the caring community through a safe, welcoming, family-centered event, supports a connected community by improving accessibility and encouraging use of our public spaces, enhances local pride by elevating one of Scappoose signature cultural traditions, and advances your guys' goals around communication, collaboration, and community engagement. We are looking at other fundings to allow us to continue to expand. But with the combination of the CEP, our organizational funds, volunteer labors, and in-kind support, the shared funding portion will approach demonstrates our commitment to responsible stewardship and long-term sustainability. So Christmas in the Park is more than a holiday event. It is a cherished tradition that strengthens the community identity, brings joy to families, and showcases the heart of Scappoose. These improvements will ensure the event remains vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable for years to come. And our hope is to outdo St. Helens with their Halloween. Thank you for your time and consideration.
That one for sure. Yeah.
I'm happy to answer any questions.
Great job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Scappoose Historical Society, followed by Scappoose Kiwanis Youth Center. Nobody stepping in for Janet tonight for Scappoose Historical Society. Okay, we'll pass that one. We have the application. If she shows up before the end, we'll listen. Scappoose Kiwanis Youth Rec Center, followed by Scappoose Public Library, closing with Scappoose Senior Center.
Hello, Mayor Backus and council
City of
members.
residence.
What'd you say?
Name and city of residence. Go ahead, please.
My name is Sean McNabb, and I'm here asking for a request for the Scappoose Rec Center. And I appreciate you listening to our request tonight. That will help fund the rec center throughout the summer for many youths in Scappoose. When we've been doing this for over 30 years, when I think about the rec center, I think about the community and the kids in our community. It means much more than just activities. It provides a safe, place, supervised, positive environment for them during a time when they really need that structure where they might not get that throughout the summer. We've been doing this for 30 plus years. This year, I believe we're going a week, 4 to 5 weeks. And it's a Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday. There's activities at the school for them to do, structured activities. And on Friday, there's always an excursion where they go somewhere to the movie theater, to the swimming pool, places like that. It's been a great program. And it gives over 100 kids, between 100 and 200 kids, an opportunity to do something throughout the summertime that they might not be able to do. So appreciate you funding this in the past and considering us this year.
Perfectly. 32nd year.
Are you still planning on at the annex gym? I mean, where are you guys?
Yep, that's at the
That's cool.
Peterson, it's not the annex, it's at the Peterson School gym, so we have access to the playground, gym, and part of the cafeteria. And I would say that the biggest part about it is that kids get to go on 4 field trips in their summer. Kids don't essentially do anything in their summer. They go to Oaks Park, go swimming. Come try to beat us at cards, all kinds of things at the gym, so.
Or Sean does all his recruiting, huh?
Yes.
Ty, did you go to the rec center when you were a young lad?
I did not.
You did not, you missed that?
No, sorry.
I know we were doing it. I'm like I said, this is my 32nd year here, and I know we've been doing it almost that long.
Started in the annex gym.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, that's great. We appreciate it. It's great, another thing for the kids. It's in the summer, I grew up riding my bike into town from 4 or 5 miles out and just playing around, driving around. You can't really do that anymore.
You know,
Yeah, it's a little scary now, but
did you wear a helmet?
one of those leather ones without the face mask. You in high school.
Clearly he did not.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you.
But thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for what you do year after year, Sean.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda.
Okay.
Thanks.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I do. So aside from the $25 per child for the annual membership, what are your other funding sources?
So they have to pay membership and then we have a fee for the trip. They have a fee for the trip. Then Kiwanis pays for the insurance for it, and then they usually provide $500 for weeks, and then the other funding with you guys. The rec center has a specific fund.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Scappoose Public Library, and Scappoose Senior Center. Hi, Mary.
Yeah. And then I think.
Thank you.
You got the special packet.
Are we ready?
You're on.
I'm Jeff Weiss from Scappoose Public Library, and I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to present tonight. And my request is for funding for movies in the park. Everybody here has attended movies in the park at least once. So you kind of know the drill. There's a movie, there's entertainment before, and we give stuff away. And it's a huge community event. There's 200 to 300 people a night that attend them. This year we'll be doing 4 movies in the park in August, every Friday night. We'd love to do them at the other months of the summer too, but it just stays light for too long here. this year, and going with the America 250 theme, we're doing 4 movies that have some reflection of patriotism. So we're showing National Treasure, Sandlot, Forrest Gump, and Independence Day. We've got Big River Big Band and The Decades under contract for musical entertainment on 2 of the nights. And we'll be booking 2 other local or regional bands for the other 2 nights. On the back of your little handout is my accounting from last year's movies in the park. And you can see that even without staff time, it costs us between $7,000 and $8,000 a year to do the event. So that's why we're here asking for money.
I had a question, but I've lost my mind. I was gonna say, what do we do when the time change goes set and we don't change it anymore? Are you gonna be able to handle that extra? Will we start an hour earlier?
We just start an hour earlier.
If that ever happens.
It would allow us to do some longer movies. Right now, we're pretty limited to 2 hours or less.
You're
Except at the
starting
very-
around 9:30?
Yeah.
No, I have all my questions answered. Great. Great family fun entertainment on Friday night.
Jeff, how many, what was the estimate last year for participation?
You mean people attending?
Yeah.
It's about 300 a night.
Okay.
And the thing about movies in the park is the reason we do it isn't just to show a movie in the park. It's for the community event, because the library really is the community center here. So a lot of people just come for the activities before the movie even starts, and then they leave. So you have families that just come to meet other families and to hang out in the park and play some games, and then they go home.
Get a hamburger.
Yeah, get a hamburger or a hot dog served by the police.
Are you officially rebranding from Movies in the Park to Movies by Moonlight?
That was the original branding, and I don't know, I kind of like that. There was some reason why we couldn't use Movies in the Park originally. Some sort of licensing thing with Swank
Trademark.
Motion Pictures where they said we couldn't use it.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Scappoose Senior Center.
Hey there, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
My name is Sherry Quarry, and I'm here representing the Scappoose Senior Citizens, commonly known as the Scappoose Senior Center. Our grant request is for assistance in offsetting the cost of a mini split for the workroom at our Scappoose Senior Thrift Store. As you know, we've been diligently working on repairs to all 3 of our buildings over the last 4 years, from roofs to siding, paint, and windows. And we're now focusing on the interiors and have started with the workroom at our thrift store. While the roof was replaced several years ago, the damage to the interior from the leaky roof wasn't addressed until this year. We budgeted for the repairs to the ceiling, the walls, and the floor in the original scope of work, but we were not aware of the need for heat in the workroom until meeting with the contractors to go over the quotes. And we saw the volunteers using the small plug-in heater to keep themselves warm. So we discussed with the contractors to add that to a mini split to our scope of work. Having the mini split will allow for better circulation of heat in the winter, keeping our volunteers warm and happy. And while we do have a small AC unit in the workroom window, the mini split will be more energy efficient. So while a mini split may not seem as community oriented as some of the other worthy causes that are here tonight, it will help our community of volunteers at the thrift store, enabling them to be more comfortable during their volunteer hours. Any questions?
I do not.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon. Janet, show back up. Okay, so we still have a Scappoose Historical Society, and when we go to look at these, use the information here to vote. Thank you all for coming tonight. That's great. As you can see, probably we've lowered the amount of our award as we're trying to use that money and be fiscally responsible ourselves and use it elsewhere. And so we still had 11 applicants. We have $20,000 set aside. So NJ is going to send us out all the information, voting thing, and we'll vote on it and determine who we qualifies for funding and then how much each will get. Anything to add? Okay, so you've seen it. If you have any questions, NJ will be kind of the lead on that. But thanks again to all these great community people. I mean, I've taken advantage of a lot of these, and it's great to see them step up. One thing that we have stressed a lot more is being more community events, community parks and rec focused. And so these are opportunities for the city to kind of partner with these, since we can't do all these on our own. And so it's great to see them stepping up, especially for the kids. So I really appreciate it. But thank you for this. With that, work session is adjourned.